Keto Breakfast. Sil, säl på svenska.
Good morning. Well, it may not be morning where you are, but it is morning for me.
Morgon.
I've just woke up in an idyllic location here on the Point of Ayre, Isle of Man. Well, I seem to spend a lot of my time just wild camping.
A wild animal.
And those of you who looked at my blog over the past couple of years might have noticed I've lost a bit of weight recently. And there's a story behind this. So I'm just going to show you what I have for breakfast, and it might surprise you. And I've got the gas hob ready.
Sweden.
To fry something up. Fried breakfast and lose weight? Huh? Can that be? I'm British, so I suppose everyone knows about the English breakfast, but is that a recipe for losing weight? Well, you may be surprised what's coming next, and we may even get a bit of information from another RVer who I seem to cross paths with on my travels quite often, and she will tell us a bit of the theory behind it.
Yes.
Time for breakfast. The sun's shining, lovely sea breeze. Before I go out there for a walk, I need something good inside me, so as I mentioned, keto diet to lose weight. But you'll be surprised what I'm going to have for breakfast, so let's have a look what we've got in the fridge. Well, mushrooms, they're good, and eggs from Happy Chickens. We'll fry all that in real Isle of Man butter. Huh? Can that be healthy? Fry all the stuff up in butter? Huh? But this is real from Happy Cows. And then what shall we have with that? Well, I don't eat a lot of meat, so I'm perfectly happy with vegetarian dishes, but I actually have an iron deficiency, which my doctor told me about a few years ago, so I try to get sources of iron. So I've got some Isle of Man black pudding, or blodkorv in Swedish, or blutwurst in German.
No. Blodpudding. Blodpudding. Is that one without sugar? There are two in Sweden. One without sugar. You should have that one without sugar.
And that will be my breakfast. So let's see how we go about that. Well, first thing that my dear late German wife taught me about cooking. You know, when she was ill, she used to love to cook, and she couldn't, so she used to tell me what to do. And now she's gone, I still know what to do, and I can cook. I'm a great cook. So
actually, yeah.
I suppose in that way she lives on in me a little bit. Well, the thing she taught me with mushrooms is don't clean them with water. Just brush them off with a paper towel. So that's what I'm going to do, because they get growing in nutrients.
Lite skit rensar magen. That is a Swedish saying that some dirt doesn't hurt your stomach. Then we have the mushrooms. and they are grown on top of the earth, and everything that on a ketogenic diet is grown above earth is usually okay. You should eat a lot of salad. We'll see if he eats a lot of salad, because it's a lot of potassium in it, and you need that on a ketogenic cost. So let's see what he is doing.
Stuff. Yeah, okay. And again, slice it up. So these are all loaded up with vitamin D. I suppose cooking them might not be so good for the vitamin D content, but I take a vitamin D supplement as well, and I get out in the sun.
He actually taught me how to play. Well, I did it in school for some time, but I bought this one and that one.
To tank up, I think it's one of the best things you can do at the moment in the light of the pandemic, etc. Okay, so let's fire up the stove.
He's a good teacher, music teacher. Well, actually, I'm a really bad student. I don't teach well when someone tells me what to do.
Over we go. And some real butter.
Actually, on a ketogenic diet, you have about 75% fat and 20% protein and 5% carbohydrates. So he needs to have a lot of fat in this. We will see if he will have enough fat into his meal.
I bet you're thinking that I'm crazy saying that I'm going to lose weight with this breakfast, frying up mushrooms in real butter.
No, actually not, because I can see you have done really, really well.
And then my black pudding as well, but stick with us.
Let's check my blood pudding. I actually ate this yesterday, half of it. So, blood pudding. Without sugar. It's not without sugar, it's not put in sugar. So what I do is taking my phone and I blip this code and I get how much percentage that is carbohydrates, protein and fat. And in that way you know how much of other stuff you need to have. So I show you a picture now of that.
So I don't want to let this burn, of course, so let's separate out the mushrooms a bit. You know what, I think it would be nice to have a bit of fried tomato with this. On this particular diet, you shouldn't overdo the tomatoes because of the fructose in them. But one fried tomato will be okay. And of course there's a lot of vitamin C in tomatoes. Tempted to get the smoked salmon out of there as well, but I think, yeah, so a bit of sliced tomato in there would be good as well, I think. So here we go. And in refried.
What kind of spoon or whatever?
I don't want to let this burn, of course, so
is that?
Separate out the mushrooms a bit. Just put the lid on to keep the heat in a little bit.
Be sure to eat healthy keto. There are two keto. You can eat keto and eat the bad fat and the bad meat and so on, but you should go for a healthy keto. You can be unhealthy on keto, you can still lose weight or whatever your goal is, but healthy is the goal here, right? What's really good with keto is if you have enough fat, 80% should be fat, then you get really full and feel really good and for a very long time. You can successfully have keto combined with intermittent fasting, and intermittent fasting is really good for you, because what's happening when you gain weight is that you eat too often. Every time you put something in your mouth, the insulin is going up, and insulin stores fat. And when the insulin is out, there is no breaking down and eating of your fat inside of you. And insulin is a response of sugar coming in. So you want to, if you only eat ketogenic, you will eat the sugar and carbohydrates will be emptied in the liver and in everywhere in the body, in the cells, and then you can start eating of your fat on your body. But as long as you eat of the carbohydrates, because you have stored it in your body, you will not lose weight. So if you can eat ketogenic and intermittent fasting, and that means that you have a longer period where you don't eat anything, like in one day maybe you eat in a window of 8 hours and have 16 hours that you don't eat anything. I usually eat for 4 hours and I fast for 20 hours, and that is really good for you, and then you get rid of the carbohydrate, the sugar in the liver and so on, so you get really healthy. If I really had to choose ketogenic cost or intermittent fasting, I would do the fasting, because it has so many benefits for your body. It cleans out your cells and repair things and make you healthy. But there is no such thing as essential amino acids in carbohydrates. There is nothing you really need in carbohydrates. The liver can make it for you. Let's go on and see what he says.
Right, now it's time for the happy chicken egg. You just turn the blood pudding over, the black pudding. Love black pudding. As I said, I don't eat a lot of meat, but more fish. But so turn up the heat a little bit more. On with the lid. Well, it's sizzling away nicely and nearly ready. Of course, I made a bit of a mess of the egg, I always seem to do, so I'm not going to get a job in a hotel serving this up. But here we go, one keto fried breakfast.
So, how did he actually do? He did really good. Look at this. This is the composition of everything he ate, and this is a diagram that shows how many percent that he did on every food he did. So you can see here he has a little bit too much carbohydrates. He should have had about 5%, and the protein should be like 20, and the fat, 80%. So he did pretty good. And every meal doesn't have to be exactly, it is what is in the end of the day that counts. Good job, Alan.
Now, of course, presentation is everything.
See you, my friend. You did good.